Hey riders, let's get right after it today. Gonna do a little virtual partner racing here. You can see I've set up 7 virtual partners to take on this hill with me here today. I've returned to Cheddar Gorge. This is a little bit of a promo video for a race we're gonna run January 14th. You can check for your local time. It's a Team GRC short Sunday race. Runs every week no matter what. We're off to the races here. So what I've done here is selected a lot of Discord members that I could find that have done this before. So we're doing Cheddar Gorge, fantastic part of the world, west coast of England, outside of Somerset. 5.4 kilometers with, I believe, 202 meters of climbing. It's going to start off relatively flat, false flat to start, and then it's going to kick super hard for about a kilometer. As you can see here, I've raced my way to the front right away. Wasn't sure what to expect today, but I thought, you know what? I just want to see how good my legs feel going up this climb again. This was my 11th ever ride. Here we go, Cheddar Gorge, 5.4K, 202 meters of elevation again. This was my 11th ever ride I did on Ruby way back in 2021 in April. And so what I did was the Discord members I pulled off the group as well. This is all old rides for them too. And what I've done here today, you can just see on the handlebars, I'm riding the Cervelo S5. Yeah, at this point here, just smash yourself into oblivion because you've only really got a kilometer of climbing to do here. So you can push very hard, get over the top, and then just kind of hold on for dear life over the false flat finish. This is so short. I believe anyone could ride this no problem, even though it's steep, because even if it takes you a little bit, it's really not going to be that long of time. Okay, so let's just jump back again to bike selection's critical here. When we all rode this in the past, and I know for a fact Jills, Roger, Bashak, when they all rode this in the past, we all had the old bikes. We didn't have the fast bikes. We didn't have the Cervelo S5. We didn't have the Fesca super lightweight climbing bike. We definitely didn't have the giant Propel. So what I did on this one, you can see on the handlebars, like I was trying to say earlier, I'm on the Cervelo S5 knowing, okay, it's not the fastest uphill, but I want super aero for the final part of the ride. You know, we're looking at probably 70% of this ride is in the zone I want to be in, that little 2 to 3% false flat stuff. So yeah, just smash your way up the hill. You can see here Roger's trailing me not by very far. And Roger and Jills did ride this very strongly in the past. I think they both have 3.1 watt per kilo average rides. But the bike's going to make a huge difference. I rode this way back, like I said earlier, in 2021. And I think I have a time of like 17 minutes and 40 seconds. That's going to change a lot today. Maybe I pushed a bit harder here. I think a lot of it's got to do with the bike. Once you get over the top, you're really going to be able to hammer hard. So yeah, Cheddar Gorge, super famous part of England, gets tons of tourists. All these cars you can see here parked on the side of the road are people exploring all the cave system there. This gorge is formed by the erosion of all the underlying limestone. There's caves everywhere here. There's a town at the very bottom. I guess it's a place where you can go check out all the stalactites and stalagmites that grow in the caves. I believe I read somewhere too that the oldest complete skeleton, human skeleton, was found in the Cheddar Caves themselves. But remember, complete skeleton. I'm not talking about bone fragments or things like that. So I think they call it Cheddar Man from what I believe. So you can see on the climb here too, you are going to get little sections where it's going to get easier. Like I'm at 16% gradient now, but you do get these little segments where it's going to probably dip back down to 10. I believe we're going to jump into a map mode here at some point where we can see everyone behind us. You know, behind us, yeah, here we go. Here's the map mode. So I'm just creeping ahead of them. Don't have much of a lead. In fact, there's someone chasing me hard right now, this Sebastian Antoine. They went out like a demon at the start. I think they were pushing 10 watts per kilo at the very beginning. I didn't really go crazy at the start, and I think a lot of people are probably going to do that at the race this weekend. So again, for the race this weekend, if you know us, just join the event. If you don't know us, I'm going to put a link here at the end of the video that will give you an invite to the race. I did also just put a brand new Discord channel invite in at the top of the page. Recent subscriber, Anthony, pointed out to me that the Discord link wasn't working anymore. They only stay active for a week and you got to refresh them. Anyways, thank you, Anthony, for doing that. Anthony also just joined the Discord group, so great to have him on board. So we're going to have another hard kick here at the end. I know the end's right around the corner. We're at 11%, 13% gradient here. My simulator does go up to 25, so yeah, this really crunches down hard. So here we're at 16%, and I think it's going to get a little bit worse here as well. Yeah, getting worse, crunching down. You look at me now, I'm in the 50s and 60s RPMs. 22% gradient here. So I think the max gradient found on this course is 24%. I don't remember seeing, oh, there it is right there. What's funny is you could see how the camera that was taking this video kind of veered across the road, trying to level out the course. I think that's what we're seeing there. So this must have been filmed by a cyclist with really good stabilization, and they were going across the road like you see pros do or anyone do to make it less steep. Okay, here we go. I can see flats coming up. I've got my Cervelo S5. I think I just changed gears there. I saw the power, changing gear right here. That's where I changed it. It's time to get on the flats and into the big ring. My favorite place to be. So you crushed yourself. Where are we at? It took me like 7 minutes and 45 seconds to get to that point. But you're going to be so fresh at the beginning. I think a lot of people, doesn't matter what your level is you're riding at, whether you're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 watt per kilo rider, everyone can push hard up that first start. And, you know, let's all override. We're going to push way above the intensity factor, get above your FTP, because it's not that long to the finish now. All you got to do now is ride 3.5 kilometers or something like that. Yeah, just under 3.5 kilometers, and your effort's over. You can see here I'm trying to hold around 3 watts per kilo. If it gets too flat, I struggle to do that. Find it's a lot easier for me to push against a bit of gradient. I know you've heard me say that before. Yeah, again, fantastic scenery here. I was doing some reading on the area. I hear this place can get shut down quite a bit. When they have heavy rainfall, the water just comes gushing down this road. And in fact, the town at the bottom, which I forget the name of right now, gets flooded quite a bit due to runoff here. I mean, it's even worse too that there's a paved road going right down the middle of this erosional feature where the water wants to go in the first place, and then you put a road down the middle of it, it's just going to come screaming down that road. So I'm sure they get lots of little flood warnings here during the rainy seasons, which it's England, so it's probably raining all the time. Again, just staying hard on the gears here if I can. You can see here we're pushing downhill now. And my power is going to drop. More tourists just parked on the side of the road. So what's interesting here, you can see that like Gills, Gilb_CA, is only, looks like 450 meters behind me. But you're really going to notice that the Cervelo has a distinct advantage here. I know what Gilles rode this race at. I believe he averaged 3.1. And I'm just assuming he rode it as a race in the past. So you can see they're well behind me now on the curves. And don't forget, you can do this right in the middle of the ride. Some people weren't aware of this. There's a little map feature in the top left-hand corner. It'll either show a map, the blue map. Top right corner. Click on that. If you click on that now, you go to map mode. Obviously, when you're in map mode, it's going to show a little camera. Click that to get back to your video. If you hit the lap button beside it, don't panic. It just sets up a lap timer that's going to record some data for you. So I know they rode this strong, but I think you're going to see me starting to pull away. So it looks at this point, Gilles has pulled back some gap. We got Sebastian Antoine, another rider that I'm not sure. I see Roger right there. CJF Andel, I threw that rider on because they've been appearing at a lot of our races, and I really appreciate that. So I want to get them in some of these little staged fake races that I do. So obviously I did this ride. This was yesterday, January 7th, I believe. And all the avatars you see on here are from somewhere in the past. They may have done this race ride on the same day. A lot of people were doing that because I remember this being a race event way back when. I think someone earlier mentioned the Cup of Tea Challenge back in 2021. I believe that was Bashak. part of the Discord. Thank you. And there was probably races going on up here at the time. So they might have been racing at the time against each other. In fact, possibly even during the same race. So it looks like at this point, Jill's is still riding 3.1 watts per kilo, like very close to what I'm doing. In fact, I'm doing a little bit less. And I'm slowly starting to pull away here. Maybe I'm on a little bit more flat section of the course, but look, we're out to 400 meters now. I think this is the Cervelo coming through here. And so what's really cool is this weekend, January 14th, everyone's going to jump back on with their fast and flashy bikes. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of Cervelo S5s, perhaps even a giant Propel. Maybe someone might take the Fesca super lightweight climbing bike and try to get away on the hill. That's one strategy I could see maybe working, but maybe some of the lightweight climbers are going to have to try to do that because I think they're going to struggle on the flats to keep up with the big fast aero bikes. So yeah, like take a look now. My distance back to Gilles now is out over 600 meters. And again, we're roughly riding the same kind of workload. This just proves to me that how much faster this bike is than the original Ruby bikes way back in the day. And I think back in 2021, I don't think there even was an official Ruby bike. There was like, I think 3 bikes you selected from. Hopefully one of the Discord riders or someone else seeing this can throw that into the comments down below. But now there's so many more bikes, so you got a lot to choose from, but to get them, you're going to have to work hard and save up your coins. Do you buy a bike early on just to get something a little bit better, or do you wait and save up that 50,000 gold coins to get a giant Propel or Cervelo S5? Heard there's another new bike on the route soon. I think we'll be seeing the appearance of a Trek pretty quick. Looks like a sweet little bike. So yeah, you can see here I'm slowly working my way out to about 700 meters lead over Jill's, and Roger's right there at 900 meters. So yeah, it was nice taking this course as a little, I guess, a rerun, kind of a test preview. I'm hoping this can show everyone that's signed up so far, everyone that's considering signing up, like, this is it. It's really not a hard effort. Anyone can do this ride. Whether you're 5-6 watts per kilo or 1 watt per kilo, it's not going to take you all day. We're not going to be out there climbing for an hour. So thanks for watching. There's rides coming to an end real quick. I'll get this up today. We'll see you again real soon.